Someone reached out to me a little over a week ago asking for interview prep and resume assistance. And I'm like, bet, of course. And if that's something that you need or want, feel free to send me an email. I'll send you an invoice and we can get it going. Now, in that conversation, there were several things that I noticed, and I want to bring that here to the general populace so you guys can level up your job search strategy and hopefully eventually secure some roles. Now, let's lay down the foundation of like their background right quick. So this person was in the military. They have a lot of experience in the IT world, and they are now no longer in the military and want to transition into civilian roles, i.e. a typical project manager, specifically like IT project manager. Now, when I looked at the resume, according to him, the resume was professionally revised, correction. And those are two different definitions, and we'll start here. So when I say reviewed, that means I'm taking a look at what you currently have, and I'm providing some insight, some feedback, and my observations. That's it. I'm not doing any corrections for you. Revisions are now I gather some information, and now I'm going to remake this resume with the information that I've gathered from you and the resume that you've given me. So now I can make it sound and look like a project manager or whatever role that is that you're getting your resume revised for. When I saw the resume and he said it was professionally revised, I was shocked because they put his military experience as like one job. Cool, no problem. But they put 20 plus bullet points under that job. That is insane. That is insane to see. And the 20 plus bullet points, they all sound good, but it doesn't read project manager. It just doesn't read project manager. It reads tech professional. And honestly, when I read the bullet points, I saw about like 2-3 other roles that these actually sound like. So if I was the person providing insight, which I did, I was saying like, hey, I would actually show like a gradual change in my roles within the military where I went from, because it was reading like help desk, systems admin, even like a tech lead, security analyst or engineer. Like it was giving those type of roles, which I feel like he could have kind of showed a gradual change in his experience, which will now make more sense as to how you landed in project management. You get what I'm saying? Because you were the one, boots on the ground with all this tech stuff, and then now you're managing the teams and the projects. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, that's a little gem for y'all. Hope you caught it. So the reason I brought up his resume, it's not to critique it publicly. Hence why there's no green screens here to kind of show you what any of it looks like. The purpose is, I think your resume review experience would be a little better if you had it reviewed by the people that hold the job title you're going for. Walk with me. So HR, talent acquisition, recruiters, all of those people, I think they do great at resume reviews, and I'm pretty sure they typically offer, resume revisions and stuff like that. But I feel like they do it more so from a structural standpoint, like the formatting of this, and hey, this is too much text. Like this is a little bit off. Like as a recruiter, I'm not reading all of this. I feel like they do a great job there. What I think we need to also add to get the full picture, like a full assessment of our resume, is whoever has the job title you want, that's who needs to also review your resume so it sounds like them, right? That's one of the reasons why when I looked at his resume, I see all these other roles that I work with, but I don't see my peer that's a project manager. You get what I'm saying? And everybody online, everybody out here is trying to make a quick buck. My job or my goal is to help you make a more informed decision about where you spend that buck and how you spend it, because you're going to be upset if you keep going to different people to review your resume and they all tell you something different and none of them have the job title that you want. You're going to be chasing your tail. You're chasing your tail. So whether you want to be a project manager, you want to be a recruiter, you want to be, a director, find those people and ask them to look at your resume to see if it sounds like what they do. And I guarantee your money will go further there. And I think the process should be start with the subject matter expert. So start with the person that has that job title, have them review it and help you with the language. Then you can take it to HR, talent, act, recruiters, and those people to now help you with formatting and structure. Okay? Now let's get to the interview part. So now we're at the part of our session where me and him were doing the interview prep, and he wanted to focus on like sounding more agile. But the issue here is you don't even sound like a project manager. So we're not going to get to agile if we don't sound like a project manager in general. And I've made a video about this in the past. I think it's pinned. And it's how like we're struggling with really dissecting what a project entails, right? And not only what it entails, but like, how do I accurately say this is what I have done within this project as the overseer or the facilitator of this project, right? And in our session, one of the things that we literally was spending time on, and we didn't have that much time because it was only an hour, I had to I was pulling from, he would tell me a project that he did, and I have to chop it up every 2 seconds or every few minutes to get him to now connect it to the project manager world. For instance, I remember he was talking about a project where, the issue came in, and then now him and his team, assessed to see what was wrong. And I'm like, wait. Who's your team? Were you assigned this team? Or do you have access to a list of resources? Like, walk me back, And now he's like, oh, okay, yeah, like my team is like other officers. And I'm like, slow down again. When we project managers are talking, we don't use that language. So I work with, my teams are like business analysts, developers, engineers, researchers, stakeholders, creatives, marketing managers, program managers, writers, designers. Like these are this is the type of language that I use. I'm working with compliance. I'm working with legal. So who are you working with? You can't just throw it in a catch-all of officers, especially since that's not a normal PM thing to say. So then now he's in thought like, okay, these are engineers and developers. Great. Now were you resourcing them? Because you said me and my team. How did you get this team? Like, when you're assigned a project, are you also given the resources that's going to work with you? Or do you go look at the resources? Like y'all have this thing where you can see the resources and you pick who has the capacity. You get what I'm saying? So these are the things that you should be practicing if you're doing interview prep. And I think you should do interview prep with subject matter experts. Not saying interview prep with recruiters isn't good. I think that's great. I think that is great. I think you should, because the recruiters you have to get past them, obviously. But I think you need to also add the subject matter expert interview practice, like mock interview. You need to add that into your strategy so you can prepare properly. You can sit and have AI ask you all types of questions until you sit with the person that has the job title that you have or that you desire and have them kind of walk you through it, talk you through it. You're going to struggle. Like you're going to be pulling teeth. You're going to keep feeling like this transition doesn't work. And it can work. It can work. But there's just a level of finesse. And I think that you guys are sleeping on the experts in this field, meaning the people that do the work. There's so many project managers that follow me, so many project managers on this platform or other platforms that you may have on LinkedIn. Those are the people you need to reach out to. Like, hey, can you review my resume? Hey, can we do a mock interview? I don't know if they free because I'm not. But those are the people you should reach out to first. Get a hold on, who am I as a project manager? What type of project manager am I? And then you can go to like the HRs and all those other folks. But that's just my hot take. Do with that as you may.